Welcome to the Chamber Chat. I'm Matt Ricker here today with Rochelle Police Commissioner Neil Reynolds and Officer Craig Codella. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thanks for having us, Matt.
Just a fun fact, 2 Iona alums back on campus, so welcome back to campus.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. So thank you both for joining me again, and I wanted to start by asking how you both got into Rochelle Police Department. Give me a brief synopsis on your career and how you ultimately ended up here.
Okay, I grew up in Rochelle, born and raised, and I don't want to say I stumbled into it, but it was something that I kind of had in my head for a little bit, and then I saw a lot of things that I didn't like, and I decided, hey, maybe this is an opportunity to help. Plus, it was a very good job. So I took the test, and luckily I passed and was able to become a police officer. I've been doing that for 32 years now.
That's great. Yeah, and you became commissioner how many years ago?
Oh, a long time ago, way back in July of 25.
Okay.
So only 6 months as the police commissioner, but
Okay.
I was the deputy police commissioner for 3 years, I think, before that.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm just really happy. It's the greatest job that I've had as a police officer in Rochelle. I've done everything that we have in the department. It's the best job I've had because it gives me an opportunity to not only give back to my community, but to give back to the department and try to help the officers that we have that work with me, to give them everything they need to do the things that they want to do to be successful, and then to help the community in their own way. So I'm happy to be able to do that.
Yeah, and Craig?
Yeah, so similar to Neil, born and raised here in New Rochelle. I never really thought about becoming a police officer. As you know, I was in the communications program here. I have not stepped foot back since I was taking class, which is, like I was saying earlier, it's pretty nostalgic to see these classrooms. I went into PR and I explored that career field for a little bit, and I always just had this feeling what people would describe as like a calling. So I knew like a 9-to-5 cubicle work just wasn't really for me. And it wasn't until I started taking some tests. I met my partner, who's my now fiance, and they are a law enforcement officer as well, so they kind of encouraged me to explore a new career path. And then when I started taking some tests, I just jumped into it, and I never looked back. I think it was the best thing I could have ever done. I no longer have that feeling of I need to be doing something else because I feel like I'm where I need to be.
Yeah.
And it's rewarding work. You know, you definitely feel helping people, whether it's something very small or on a larger scale. And it's awesome to work in the community that I grew up in also.
Yeah, that's amazing. And, I tell students all the time that even though your degree is in, a certain thing doesn't necessarily mean you're going to end up working in that degree or that field. So that's a perfect, example.
I agree with that because I also feel like things that I've learned in maybe the communications field, I've also been able to apply to work. Like I feel like it's at the very least helped me to be able to talk to people a little bit easier, or maybe talking in front of people isn't as nerve-wracking because we've done it so many times in programs here. So
yeah,
and that's true. I will just a little pushback on you can go into any field because I'm a communications degree holder also from Iona, so maybe it's the communications that goes into law enforcement.
That's great. And now, what would be your main piece of advice for those who are looking to go into law enforcement, whether that's FBI or local police department or going into law? What would you say?
I think I think the you said it, Craig said it, I've kind of said it. It doesn't matter what your background is. That's not it. You really have to enjoy and want to help people. That's a big thing, because that's all we do all day, and that's what we're here for. And if you really don't like doing that, it's kind of a difficult job to do. I would say not to go into it. So you should really want to genuinely help people and understand that there are people a lot less fortunate than yourself, and you have to understand that, because if you don't hold that in your head and in your heart, then you can have a tendency to get cynical and become judgmental and
Right.
kind of not like what you're doing. So
Yeah.
wanting to help is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
That's where you start.
That's great. Yeah. Do you want to add anything?
Yeah,
to-
I definitely agree with what Neil's saying. I would also say if it's something you're interested in, just take a step, out of your comfort zone. And even here in New Rochelle, right, we have so many events with our
Yeah.
community affairs unit that they put on, Coffee with a Cop or Touch a Truck or National Night Out. You can always come to one of those and talk to all different types of police officers. I know when I was growing up and I didn't think about becoming a police officer, I didn't know many also. So I kind of just had an idea of what one looked like. And now that I'm on the other side of it, so what he was saying is like, it's not just one type of person. There's, if you have like someone from multiple backgrounds coming in, it definitely helps, because there's always something there that
Yeah,
you can
no.
relate to.
Absolutely. That's great advice. And I commend you guys and the department for all those events that you do for the community. Like you said, the National Night Out, Operation Blue Santa around the holidays. You're always very well staffed when it comes to like the New Rochelle Thanksgiving Parade, and then 4th of July when there's the fireworks down at Hudson Park, and always so positive, everybody in the department, and always there, especially for the kids, like you said, in Touch a Truck. I know they really enjoy that. So just a little thank you on behalf of myself and the chamber.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And Matt, those are some of the larger events that you mentioned. What we are trying to do, one of the things that I wanted to focus on when I became commissioner, was to make sure that we do those traditional big ticket items, those big events where everybody can come, and we start to move into neighborhoods, start to get a little bit smaller, a little bit granular, as they say, and we can address the needs of people in the neighborhoods individually, because we have a very diverse city in terms of race, ethnicity, financial background, and we also have it in terms of interest. So if we can go in and interest people in what they want to see, what they want to talk about in the neighborhoods, that's just bringing us closer. Yeah, those big ticket things are great. We love to do them, but we also like to get to know people on individual basis.
Yeah.
One of the big things I'd like to announce here, I mentioned at the city council meeting last night, is we're entering a program with the New Rochelle School District where we're going to have officers going into elementary schools one day a month and reading to
that's
students
amazing.
from kindergarten to 5th
Yeah.
grade. So it's something that I was able to get the superintendent, Dr. Corey Reynolds, got his ear. He's a good friend of mine, and he's very, very open to that. He really likes the relationship that we have. I love the relationship. And it's just going to give us an opportunity to get to know the kids when they're young.
Yeah.
And just to promote literacy, to promote how friendly we are as police officers, because they see us in a uniform and they're a little bit
Yeah.
standoffish, but we like to get in there and
Yeah.
to help them in whatever they need.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's such a great initiative and a great idea. You're getting right in front of the youth, reading a nice book. The younger kids always love to be, around someone who's telling a story.
That's right.
And then you can tell a little bit about what you do, and so they understand what a police officer does.
That's right, and
yeah.
we're looking forward to it. It's not just
Yeah.
about also reading to them, but I really say reading with them, because
Yeah.
we want them to read to us as well. We want to
Yeah.
have that that open dialogue, and like I said, just so that we're talking with
Yeah.
you. We're not talking at you, and hopefully that will push the relationships and be really good for the city.
That's amazing. Now, I understand that there's a big event coming up in May. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So we are both, along with 3 active New Rochelle police officers and 1 retired New Rochelle police officers. We are going to do the police ride during Police Memorial Week. We're going to ride to Washington, D.C. It's a great event. I've done it. I think this is going to be my 4th time doing it. We ride bikes down, and Craig, I think, is your third year
Third
doing
year.
it. Third year
Yeah.
doing it. And I'm excited because this is the first year that I'm going to have, well, no, I shouldn't say that. The first year I had 1 other police officer riding with me, and now we have, there's going to be 5 of us active police officers, and next year everybody tells us they want to get in and do
Yeah.
more. So it's a ride, and we're
That's
riding
great.
to support the cause of officers who have died in the line of duty, to support their memory and upholding their memory, and to support their families. And it is by far the greatest thing that I've done as a police officer. It is just one of the most amazing feelings I've ever had in riding with that group, hundreds and hundreds of officers, and riding with survivors of officers who were killed in the line of duty. It's extremely touching, and it really it makes you stop and
Yeah.
thank God for the things you've had, and for personally for me, for the fact that I've been able to go home to my family every night. It's sobering.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially with this year being the 25th anniversary of 9/11,
Yes.
and how we continue to honor those who died that day, and especially those in law enforcement and first responders who perished and continue to suffer with 9/11 related illnesses. So this cause is so important.
Yes, actually, our chapter is Chapter 37, and it was started and named after the 37 Port Authority police officers who died in the World Trade Center attacks.
Well, that's very interesting. That comes from that number.
Yeah.
And so, if there's someone that's looking to donate, where can they donate?
You can go right to our social media pages for the police department, so Facebook and Instagram. We have links on there where people can click and make a donation. Those donations do go to the services for the families of the survivors. A lot of different programs like youth programs, camps, just with an overall goal of raising awareness and supporting those families.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it, and our department, when you're in law enforcement, they become your family. You spend a lot of time with them and away from your actual family. So it is a very meaningful cause to us.
That's great.
And we're really excited.
And now, when you're riding down from New York City to D.C., do you stop along the way to different cities, or do you just go straight through?
Yeah, you do stop. So in total, it's 4 days.
Okay.
We'll start in New York City, and then we'll ride into New Jersey.
Okay.
And then we'll ride the next. We'll take a stop. We'll spend a night in a hotel. We'll wake up early in the morning, and we'll ride further down. I think to Cape May.
Yes.
Right. And then we get on a ferry into Delaware.
Nice.
Delaware into Maryland, and then close it into D.C. So
Nice. And then do you ride back as well? Or
I haven't.
I have
I'm
not
sure
either. I
there's some
ride
crazy
back, but it's in
people
a
who
car
do.
or on the train.
Yeah.
A lot of people will just organize
Yeah.
transportation
Yeah,
back.
no, you deserve a ride back from all that biking.
Yeah, it's a good ride. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's
that's great.
It is fun. I mean, there are some hills that you hit that are you why am I here kind of thing hills, and but you
Yeah.
get through it, and
Yeah.
everybody's helping each other. And,
Yeah.
That's great.
Giving support to each other as you go through, and it's a great ride. It just is
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. You meet people and talk to them as you're riding.
Yeah.
So it's a really great ride.
That's great.
And by the end of it, you're so proud of yourself for making it through. But you also, once you get into DC and you see all the families who are there, and know that ride that you just took, it makes it so much more meaningful. And you're like, yep, signing up for the next year, and it just kind of
That's
you're
great.
hooked.
Yeah,
So-
it really is. And we have several survivors in our chapter, and they are some of the most unbelievable people I've met. Their strength just it's like nothing I've ever seen. I saw a woman, I met her briefly. She's not in our chapter. She was from Detroit, and we were going into a rest stop a couple of years ago, and she was a part of an accident. It was a collision, and she fell. She went down, and in those situations, you have to avoid it. You go around her. You become part of it as well. So it was a pretty tough spill. I kept going around, and everybody kept going around, and we have marshals that they stop and they help them. And she took like I said, a hard landing. I saw her coming out of that rest area. We were getting ready to go into a rest area. She came out of the rest area, and I glided over to her and I said, "Wow, that was a tough fall. Are you okay?" She says, "Yeah." I said, I really didn't think you were going to be able to finish. It was that bad." And she said, "I wasn't going to let anything stop me." And I started talking to her, and I found out that her husband, who was a Detroit police officer, had been shot and killed that year.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow, that like resilience and willpower.
Yeah,
and
she said nothing was going to stop me from finishing this ride, and I was just amazed at it.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So those are the kind of people, those are the survivors you meet.
Yeah.
Actually, in our chapter, we have the son of an officer who was a Port Authority cop that died in the World Trade Center that rides with us. Great rider, great kid, really good kid. And he's now a police officer himself.
Oh,
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, Neil and Craig, thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate it, and thank you for all that you do as police commissioner, and for all that you do as well as an officer in our city. I just want to say thank you again for both, for all that you both do and all that the department does in keeping our community and our city safe. It's much appreciated. So, and I wish you all the best in your in the ride in May. I'll be following along, and I encourage everyone to go online and make a donation on the social media pages that Craig mentioned, and it's for a great cause. So please do so.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
All right.
Thank you to the Chamber. They're
you.
always
Of
there
course.
for us. We really enjoy the partnership that we have.
All right. Well, thank you again, and I hope to have you guys back on soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Maybe when we come back.
Yeah?
Yeah, we can tell you how it went.
All right. That's all for today's Chamber Chat. I'm Matt Ricker. We'll see you next time.